I'd like to welcome you all to the 62nd Annual Meeting of Members for May 11th, 2026. I would like the board to introduce themselves, starting with Janet. If you could give your name, your title, and your district.
I can't remember my district. I think it's F. Janet Selden. Oh, B. Thank you. See, districts are hard to keep track of. Thank you. District B.
Ted Bentley, District C, Vice President of the Board.
Carol Lair, District E.
Susan Hildreth, District F, Member at Large.
Leanne Hamaji, President, District D.
Mary Hurt, District I, Secretary.
Adrian Byram, District G, and Treasurer.
Roy Young, District A.
Okay, thank you. And I'd also like to introduce Jeff Matheson, General Manager, and Deborah Rose, Assistant Secretary. And in the audience, we have our new board members, Nace Ravolo, Sarah Spence, and Nan Warren. Welcome. We're very glad to have you. At this time, Deborah, could you please address the notice of meeting?
Absolutely. So in accordance with Article 3, Section 4, and Section 6, the bylaws of Rossmoor Walnut Creek, I hereby certify that notice of the 62nd Annual Meeting of Members, scheduled for today, May 11, 2026, was duly given. A copy of the notice dated April 6, 2026, was distributed to all members as required, and a copy is attached to the agenda packet for reference. This entry shall serve as a conclusive evidence that proper notice was provided.
Thank you very much. Could you also read us the quorum report?
Yes, a quorum of the members of the RWC is not present for this meeting, nor is it needed. The District E candidate ran unopposed and therefore in accordance with the RWC bylaws is elected by acclamation. There was balloting in District H and District I, and a sufficient number of ballots were returned to constitute a quorum in District H and District I. No other official business will be conducted at this meeting.
Thank you. And now we come to item number 5 on the agenda, the approval of minutes. Is there a motion, Ted?
I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the 61st Annual Meeting of the members held on May 12th, 2025, and ask that the members approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
Okay, Mary seconds. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please, Deborah.
Certainly. Selden,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lair,
Yes.
Hildreth,
Yes.
Hamaji,
Yes?
Hurt,
Yes.
Byram,
Yes.
and Yang.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Okay. That brings us to the annual report, and if you'll excuse me, I'm going to read it so I don't falter. Again, I'd like to welcome you to the 62nd Rossmoor Walnut Creek Annual Meeting of Members. I will be presenting the 2025 Annual Report. I want to thank the dedicated directors for their work this past year, ensuring that the best interests of Rossmoor are followed. I also want to thank former director Dwight Walker for his 6 years of service on the board. He resigned in March due to an upcoming move out of Rossmoor. Every director donates a tremendous amount of time and effort toward overseeing the business of Rossmoor. I think all 8 of us here can agree that it is an incredibly stimulating and rewarding experience. I'm extremely proud to be a member of the board of directors, and I encourage interested residents to consider running for a director position in the future. We thank our resident volunteers for keeping our community welcoming, vibrant, and functioning well. They step into Rossmoor life from a diverse background of employment, culture, and skill, which adds to our stimulating environment. Those attributes keep our clubs, our RWC committees, and mutuals moving forward and thriving. A special thank you to the 23 mutual presidents, their boards, and their committees. Taking on mutual governance is a true dedication of service to our community, and it's a huge responsibility. We've listed the mutual board presidents here, but not shown are their directors and the many committee members serving their mutual. Again, volunteering for a mutual is a very generous way to give back to our community, and I encourage all of you to thank your mutual leaders. The 5 resident-led advisory committees shown here are a way for residents to be on the front lines of RWC issues and to impart change. Thank you to the residents who commit their time, often 3 years or more, to the Finance, Audit, Aquatics and Fitness, and Golf committees. Thank you also to the residents who served on the Community Services KPI Task Force. Their findings and recommendation over the past 6 months will greatly benefit our community as we move forward, and their final report can be found on My Rossmoor. Openings for the resident-led advisory committees were announced last week in the Rossmoor News, and applications are being accepted through May. I encourage interested residents to apply. Excuse me. The 3 board committees, Planning, Policy, and Compensation, are where the many details of RWC governance are considered. Research, analysis, questioning, and debate make up the discussions at the committee level. The committees are extremely important because decisions made in board committees lead to recommendations to the RWC Board of Directors. I strongly recommend that residents follow these committees to receive updates about RWC projects and learn about future planning. And just a note, to learn the facts of RWC projects and planning and to hear committee discussions, I encourage the residents to follow the 8 committees each month in person, by Zoom, or by YouTube video. The latter 2 can be found on My Rossmoor. Also, the dates, locations, and Zoom links for the advisory and board committee meetings are published weekly in the Rossmoor News. Moving on to our financials. When reviewing our balance sheet, one can see that Rossmoor operations, RPM, and the trust continue to maintain a strong financial position. RWC operations reported a positive income of revenue over expense of $550,000, again, highlighting a good financial position for the organization. Jeff, can you move it to trust? There we go. Trust income is used to support capital projects and comes from the membership transfer fees paid by new residents. Income for capital projects does not come from the monthly coupon. Capital projects were funded by the $5.3 million collected in membership transfer fees in the past year. Discovery and recommendations about trust expenditures are discussed in Planning and Finance Committee meetings, with final decisions made by the full RWC Board. Balance sheets, revenue and expenses, and trust fund expenditures are reported monthly. Residents can access the financial reports by referencing the attachments to the Finance Committee and Board agendas found on My Rossmoor. In the past few years, Rossmoor Walnut Creek has increased attention on future strategic planning to better gauge how to plan for 5 to 10 years down the road. There is an understanding between the board and the staff about the importance of long-term planning and how it forms a vision for Rossmoor into the future. That vision helps us plan for major facilities maintenance, as well as relevance and continued success of Rossmoor. The Facilities Master Plan, first adopted in 2022 and reviewed annually, gives us that long-range vision by focusing out 10 years and sometimes even more. The Capital Plan now also focuses on projects 10 years out. The combination of the two, the Facilities Master Plan and the Capital Plan, create a picture, if you will, of what Rossmoor hopes to strive for to remain stable, well-maintained, and competitive with other 55-plus communities. Our board strategies regarding future planning help to break down goals into manageable steps, prepare for uncertainties, navigate risk, and optimize resources. I just mentioned risk. Another factor of long-term planning is ERM, or Enterprise Risk Management. The details of ERM are summed up in an extensive document. ERM review includes discussions and mitigation plans for a range of risks that could possibly affect Rossmoor, such as something like COVID, a cyber attack, drought, and dozens of other issues. ERM is reviewed annually by staff, the Audit Committee, the Finance Committee, and the RWC Board. In 2026, Rossmoor continues to face the risk of uninsured losses from fire, earthquake, and landslides. Insurance coverage and affordability continue to be a major focus. Discussions and consultation with our Gallagher broker are a constant priority. Staff is also in regular communication with other 55-plus communities regarding their insurance status, and we learn a lot from those relationships. We owe a great deal of thanks to the Rossmoor Insurance Task Force for their efforts in helping Rossmoor navigate through the topic over the past few years. The dedicated residents on the Insurance Task Force, along with Gallagher, staff, mutual presidents, and the board, are continually presenting and discussing ideas for easing the insurance issues we face. The Insurance Task Force and RWC keep residents apprised of the latest insurance updates through annual town halls, updates in committee meetings, and frequent Rossmoor news articles. Sorry. There we go. Like the Insurance Task Force, the FireWise Committee has been invaluable to Rossmoor in helping to lessen our fire risk. Last board year, Rossmoor was listed as an official FireWise community, a designation acknowledged within the insurance industry and a major achievement. The fire mitigation recommended and implemented by the FireWise Committee has reduced our costs, reduced our fire risk, and presented Rossmoor efforts in a positive light to the insurance industry. Ongoing fire risk mitigation includes the continued work on the shaded fuel break, which removes fuel for fire over the 236 acres surrounding our valley. I'm not going to read all the accomplishments on these 3 slides, but I want to highlight a few things that were very beneficial. Rossmoor received a 10% reduction of the master insurance policy this past year. That's big. The Workday adaptive platform was integrated with NetSuite, which greatly enhances efficiency, financial analysis, and reporting. Other accomplishments include finalizing the management. I think we need a battery replacement. Other accomplishments include finalizing the management agreement with the mutuals, which is step 1 in standardizing RPM procedures. Mutuals and staff will continue to review that process in the coming year. Completing the food and beverage study and partnering with Rodney Worth as operator of the Golden Pear, and beginning the process of studying Rossmoor transportation by issuing RFPs for a transit service study. We continue to enhance and present the multiple communication channels between residents, the RWC board, and staff. And lastly, as a result of the findings of the 2024 resident-led marketing task force, a major effort was made toward increasing the marketing of Rossmoor by modifications to My Rossmoor and rossmoor.com. During the 2022 operations budget process, the RWC portion of the coupon was reduced, resulting in a monthly cost of roughly $352 per manor. The review on these two slides shows the services we as residents receive, as well as the maintained venues we use. We take a lot for granted here, but I feel it is important to periodically re-review the amenities that residents receive for the $352 per month. It is an amazing list. Much of what we started in 2025-2026 will continue into the near future. That includes continuing to fine-tune the tools available to us in Workday and NetSuite for better reporting and analysis. The immediate future includes digging into a transit service study, finishing the pickleball complex, and enjoying a new restaurant. A new year will continue the planned enhancements of Rossmoor. There we go. These are the projects currently in progress or soon to start. You'll see some activity on the Creekside Golf Course later in the year, with work planned for replacing the lake liner and a few bridges. All the items presented today are made possible because of Jeff Matheson and our dedicated management team. The board thanks all Rossmoor staff for working with residents, keeping amenities functioning well, and maintaining Rossmoor as a successful business. A special thank you to Deborah Rose, Manager of Executive Services, and China Young, Administrative Assistant. Together, their work is invaluable to us, our committees, and our community. We look forward to the many positive enhancements that will affect our community in the coming year. I encourage all residents to find something that adds to your life in a new way. Volunteer and get involved within the community or the expanded community outside our gate. I think you will find it fulfilling. Try to discover an aspect of Rossmoor that's new to you. Join a cause. Apply to be on a RWC committee. Attend events. We have a vast selection to choose from on My Rossmoor. And lastly, create community. That could mean something as simple as inviting your neighbors to come together to get to know each other. For me, creating community is very rewarding. It means being open to meeting new people and welcoming new residents into our community. It has been such an enjoyable aspect of living in Rossmoor. I hope that all residents can discover that rewarding sense of creating community for themselves. And lastly, our existing mission statement continues to guide our RWC board. Thank you. At this time, we will move on to item 9. Oh, I'm sorry. We will go to item 7, the election results. Deborah, if you could give us that summary.
Absolutely. So I announce that the following results of the director's election as certified by the president of Rossmoor Walnut Creek. District E, Sarah Spence, by acclamation for 3 years. District H, Nace Ruvalo, by ballot, 3-year term. District I, Nan Warren, by ballot, 3-year term. We declare Sarah Spence, Nace Ruvalo, and Nan Warren were duly elected to the Board of Directors of Rossmoor Walnut Creek. Congratulations.
Thank you, Deborah. Mary, do we have any member forum speakers?
Yes, we do, Leanne. We have a total of 6 people who will be speaking today. I'll call the first person, followed by the second person. If the first person could come to the podium and the second person line up so that we can do this smoothly. Our first speaker is Barry Bryan. Our second speaker is Diane Lackey.
Members are entitled to speak during the designated open forum portion of this meeting, whether attending in person or via Zoom. Each speaker is limited to 2 minutes. If speaking on behalf of another member, additional instructions provided on the forum slips must be followed. All speakers must clearly state their full name and Rossmoor address before beginning their comments. Please be advised that this meeting is being broadcast and recorded. By attending and participating in this meeting, including during the open forum, each attendee agrees to and releases the Rossmoor Walnut Creek from all liability for their voice and/or likeness being recorded and broadcast for any lawful purpose without compensation. Thank you.
Okay, start.
Go ahead, Barry.
Barry Bryan, 3874 Terra Granada Drive, 3C. I would like to thank the outgoing board for their commitment and service. And I'd like to thank the incoming board for their commitment and willingness to undertake the work ahead. We look forward to working with the incoming board for the benefit of Rossmoor residents and mutuals. Thank you. That's all.
Our second speaker is Diane Lackey. She will be followed by Ann Winter.
Hi there. I want to thank everyone on the board. My
Sorry,
name is Diane
Could
Lackey,
you give us your address?
2748 Tice Creek Drive, number 3.
Thank you.
And I hope people on the board will listen to how serious of an issue that I am discussing, and it's regarding the shuttle service, the lack of shuttle service, the taking away of our weekend service. We were able to get Lyft and get reimbursed through the Rossmoor Fund, who were wonderful to deal with, but now they're not doing it anymore. I've called many times to find out how do we get reimbursed for service, Lyft service on the weekend. No one has called me back. I contacted GoGo grandparents. They have not called me back, but I heard that there's a fee for it, that it's not free. And if I'm wrong, I'd like someone to tell me that I'm wrong. But right now, the weekend service, the lack of it, causes isolation. And the isolation causes mental and physical harm. It's like living in a box. And you can't go out to like a potluck, on the weekend or any club function because you can't carry the stuff there. You don't have a ride to get there. And people say, well, ask your friends to give you rides. Well, you ask your friends every week to give you rides. Your friends stop being your friends, and they don't give you eye contact. So this is very, very personal to me. I've had my share of health issues, more than my share of health issues. And everyone here, you're just one medical issue away from needing the shuttle service. And I just think it's a shame that I feel like I'm living in a box on the weekend and I can't get around.
Thank you. That is time.
Thank you. I hope someone hears me.
Our next speaker is Ann Winter. She will be followed by Giselle Huff.
Good morning. My name is Ann Winter. I live at 4444 Terra Granada Drive, Unit 1A. And it was so interesting listening to the summaries that the president gave, and it just reminded me what a wonderful place this is to live, that how lucky we are, and how well things really are managed and planned out. I really appreciate that. However, I do have some concerns about the plan to take the Gateway building and convert it into offices rather than using it for the residents. And I would like to make a couple of remarks about that. One thing that has been said was, oh, this has been a long time planning for, to find a place for the RWC staff, which they do need another place. There's no question about that, or better building. But I don't think the plan to take the Gateway building has been a long-term plan. That came up rather newly. It's a little disingenuous to say that's part of the long-term plan. The other point I would like to make is that it's being moving the staff to the Gateway building is promoted as making like a one-stop shop and a convenience for residents to do business with RWC. And I would like to say that I've been here, I think, almost 8 years. I've hardly ever had to go to the office to conduct business. Most of the business we have with RWC and with the planning can be done by email or phone. So it's not I don't think it's really necessary to have a one-stop shop. So I think you should consider either a building at Rockview or using the multi-purpose rooms
that is
for
time.
the staff. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Giselle Huff. She will be followed by Jerry Prebow.
I reside at 600 Terra, California, number 3. According to the article in the newspaper announcing this meeting, I was under the impression that we were able to ask questions, which in my mind means we would get answers. But apparently, this is not the case. This is just a statement thing. So you've heard me before about the Gateway Club project, and what I prepared was a question that I was hoping would get answered. Therefore, I will ask it. I understand that there will be an open house on May 20th where 3 designs will be displayed for residents' comments about this project. It's not clear, although I've raised this point a number of times, whether there will be 3 different designs of the same project or alternative designs to the project. And I also know that at 1:30 this afternoon in the Diablo room, the CAR will be displaying architectural drawings of 5 different designs. My question was, have you seen those, and are you planning to? Thank you.
Our next speaker is Jerry Prebow, who will be followed by David Schwab.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Prebot, 2625 Golden Rain Road, number 8. I'm a resident in Rossmoor for almost 35 years, having moved into my parents' manor when they passed away in 1991. I also had the pleasure and privilege of serving on the Golden Rain Foundation board and its president for 3 years from 1999 to 2001. So based on that experience, I want to thank I keep calling it the GRF board, and staff for all of the good work that you've done for us in Rossmoor. I know it's not easy. When I was GRF president, we designed and built this Peacock Hall. Two items of trivia. The architect was an eager young man named Jim Heilbrunner, and he had glass leaves attached to the light fixtures up above that you probably can't see. And he gave each of the GRF board members one of those glass leaves, thanking Rossmoor for using him as our architect. But once again, I want to thank this board for all the hard work you do. I know it's not easy, but it is really appreciated by we, the residents of Rossmoor. Thank you.
And our final speaker is David Schwab.
Good morning, Board. My name is David Schwab. I live with my partner, Victoria Hackett, at 2634 Sacklin Indian number 1 in Mutual 39. We are also members of First Walnut Creek Mutual and Mutual 70. Victoria currently serves as the president of Mutual 39, and I think the Bocce Ball Club too. There's been considerable debate regarding rising coupons and membership transfer fees. We continue to hear that additional revenue is needed because of increasing operating costs and declining real estate sales. We're also told that without these increases, services may need to be reduced. In reality, many of these services have already been reduced. However, there is another option that deserves greater attention. As realtors actively working in Rossmoor and through Victoria's experience as a mutual president, we interact with Rossmoor property management staff and systems on almost a daily basis. We regularly see significant inefficiencies caused by outdated systems, duplication of effort, inconsistent processes, and lack of coordination. These inefficiencies create unnecessary costs that are ultimately borne by Rossmoor residents. In addition, many mutuals struggle to make informed decisions because they often lack timely information and clear answers to ongoing operational questions. Effective management and transparency are essential to protecting both our finances, our property values, and our community. This board should also be aware of concerns regarding ongoing compliance with
Thank you very
various...
much. That is time.
Thank you. I look forward to being involved in the future. And congrats.
That concludes the speakers for our resident forum. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, speakers. I want you to know we do hear you. We take your points of view and incorporate them into our discussions. It is a valued segment of our meeting to hear from you, so we do thank you for that. Moving on to item 9 on our agenda, the special presentations. And this is always a sad part of the day, or the annual report. We have 2 people leaving us today from the board, and that is Carol Lair and Mary Hurt. And I just want to read a couple of comments, if you don't mind. And I want to add that back in March, like I said earlier, we said goodbye to Dwight and thanked him for his 6 years of service at an impromptu surprise gathering after a planning committee meeting. He didn't want any kind of acknowledgement, but Deborah insisted on doing it anyway. So we miss him. Carol and Mary, it goes without saying that you will be missed. Each of you made different yet wonderful contributions to our board, which added to the collaboration we experienced these past years. Carol, you had an amazing way of getting to the heart of an issue. While the rest of us were off in discussion, maybe even veering off in one of our many tangents, you honed in on the point that needed to be considered or clarified. That pulled us together and helped us focus on the points requiring more attention or questioning. I thank you for your many years of work on the Compensation Committee, chairing that committee, and serving as the board liaison to the Aquatics Fitness Advisory Committee for the past 3 years. Thank you. Mary, your many years as treasurer helped keep RWC in excellent financial health. We greatly appreciated your oversight and interaction with our CFOs, the audit committee, the finance committee, and the past pension committee. As a director, your invaluable skill was to seek the common ground as the rest of us discussed different points of view. You had the ability to sum up the variety of points being addressed, and that allowed us to stop, say, yes, that's the point. So thank you for that. This year, you tried something new. Secretary and chair of the policy committee. That committee, with its analysis of sometimes every word, is so detail-oriented it's easy to get mired down in words and phrases, but you led us through it smoothly. It was fun, right? So thank both of you for your service. I will miss having you on the board, but I have a feeling I will see and maybe even work with you as you take on serving in other capacities within Rossmoor. So thank you. And would anybody else like to say anything to Mayor Ted?
So to both of you, I just want to thank you for your insight and your participation and your insightfulness in exciting conversations that we would have and what you brought to the table to get us in a direction to come to the best conclusion for Rossmoor. And also, I want to, I will miss the potato chips that you would bring from Waterford. I just wanted to, those are the best potato chips in the world. And so hopefully you won't forget about us once in a while with a surprise visit. Thank you.
Anybody else? Adrian?
I would like to acknowledge Mary's work over the last several years as treasurer. It's been a very interesting time, shall we say. We've gone through, I don't know how many now, 3, 4 CFOs during that period. We have moved from an accounting system that was designed in the last century, but was really for the century previous. We've now come to something that is essentially modern and up to date. And she has been the one who's seen us through that entire process, and as treasurer, as our board rep. That's a major accomplishment, and I really thank her for it. Thank you.
Susan?
So I've enjoyed working both with Mary and Carol. It's been a treat, and I worked with Mary as the liaison to the audit committee, where I served as secretary for many years, and you provided great wisdom there, and you've also been very open and given me a lot of your wisdom and willingness to share your knowledge for me as my first year on the board. And I've really enjoyed Carol's leadership as chair of the compensation committee. Now, we don't get much attention on the compensation committee, but it is very interesting, and we learn about the benefits we're providing our RWC workforce who make all our services work. So I just want to thank Carol for her leadership there. Thank you.
The president is now giving awards for their time on the board.
First, I've described to many of my friends and residents here that serving on the board has been the most important learning experience of my entire life. I know I've learned more here than I would have learned if I had had 7 PhDs, because the questions are real, the answers are needed, the residents matter, and the board members care. So this has been an incredibly valuable experience, and I look forward to having further opportunities to provide services to the residents here at Rossmoor. Thank you, all of you.
So it has been an honor and a privilege to serve the Rossmoor community as a member of this board. I have, like Mary, learned so much about what goes on and how Rossmoor really works. And I encourage residents to become more involved. I encourage them to attend board meetings, committee meetings, learn about what's really going on. Go to rossmoor.com, and especially the new Rossmoor, My Rossmoor websites. They are really so informative and really keep you up to date on what's going on. But most importantly, I encourage residents to keep an open mind and get all the facts while new policies and projects are being developed. Remember that the board is working for you. We're not working for ourselves, just ourselves. We're working for all of Rossmoor residents. I've learned from every board member on this board. And I want to give special thanks to Leanne, to Mary, to Ted, and to Dwight, who have been with me for the whole time. They have given me great wisdom, and their mentorship has been invaluable. And I also want to thank Jeff and Deborah and to all the staff that really make Rossmoor run. Without this dedicated staff that we have, we wouldn't have Rossmoor. It's really been a great and a very rewarding journey, and I'm going to miss it. I'm very sad to leave, but I know I'm leaving you in good hands.
Thank you both. Now we move on to, excuse me, item 10, the announcements. The organizational meeting of the board will be convened immediately following adjournment of this meeting, and I invite the audience to attend. It's just like a flip. The Zoom invite for the organizational meeting is the same for this meeting, for those listening. We are now adjourned. Thank you.
All right. There we go.
And you need a
Okay, we'll resume with the organizational meeting. If everybody could grab a seat. Okay. I'm going to open the organizational meeting of the Board of Directors for May 11th, 2026. Roll call, please, Deborah.
Certainly. Bentley,
Here.
Byram,
Here.
Hamaji,
Here.
Hildreth,
Here.
Ruvalo,
Here.
Selden,
Here.
Spence,
Here.
Warren,
Here.
Yang, and Matheson.
Here.
I welcome the new board members. We're so glad to have you here. We wish a good year for you. At this time, we need a motion for the Chair Pro Tem appointment. Do we have that? Susan?
I do. I move that Deborah Rose be appointed Chair Pro Tem for the election of the officers.
Okay, do we have a second? Ted seconds. And roll call, please, Deborah.
Certainly. Bentley,
Yes.
Byram,
Yes.
Hamaji,
Yes?
Hildreth,
Yes?
Ruvalo,
Yes.
Selden,
Yes.
Spence,
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
and Yang. Yes. It's unanimous. Thank you. So now we're going to be moving on to the election of officers. I'm here to ask for the nomination for the office of president. Nominations do not require a second. Is there a nomination for president?
Yes, I'd like to make a nomination of Susan Hildreth for president.
Is there any other? Okay. Welcome, Susan, as president.
Thank you.
And now I ask for the nomination for the office of vice president. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Ted Bentley for vice president.
Any other nominations? Seeing none, Ted Bentley is vice president. And for nomination for secretary, are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Janet Selden as secretary.
Any other nominations? Seeing none, Janet, congratulations as secretary. Now for the nomination of treasurer.
Yes, I'd like to nominate our esteemed treasurer, Adrian Byron, as treasurer.
Wonderful. Any other nominations? Seeing none, Adrian is the treasurer for the ensuing year. And now I ask for a motion that Deborah Rose be appointed as assistant secretary for the year and that Todd Arterburn be appointed assistant treasurer for the ensuing year.
I would like to make a motion appointing Deborah as assistant secretary and Todd as assistant treasurer.
Second.
Okay, and roll call, we have Bentley,
Yes.
Byram,
Yes.
Hamaji,
Yes?
Hildreth,
Yes.
Ruvalo,
Yes.
Selden,
Yes.
Spence, Warren,
Yes.
and Yang.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn this over back to the president, Susan Hildreth.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought you mean Leanne. Oh, okay. Well, here we are. What a great opportunity to see so many of our residents here today. So I would like to thank the returning and the new board members for their vote of confidence in my leadership. And congrats to our officers as well. I would particularly like to thank Leanne Hamaji for her model of open and honest leadership. And I'm sure I will rely on her for advice as well as the other board members as I assume this role. I'd like to congratulate and welcome our new board members. I'm looking forward to serving with you and developing the sense of collaboration and respect that I have experienced during my first year on the board. Feel free to ask myself, other board members, and staff any questions you have as you begin this journey. I'd like to thank Jeff Matheson and his staff for their willingness to support the board, and I know they will continue to provide detailed information and analysis about all the goings-on in Rossmoor. Similar to Leanne's wonderful year-end report, I'm looking forward to many new amenities and services coming this year. The Golden Pear opening and the completion of the pickleball complex. I'm very excited that we will soon launch the transit study, and we know we heard that's important to many of our residents as well, which will provide a fresh look at Rossmoor transportation services. I also hope that we can begin implementation of key performance indicators, KPIs, that will measure how efficiently and effective Rossmoor is providing services. The Rossmoor community is at the beginning of a long journey in determining possibilities for the Dollar House, the Gateway Complex, and Rockview. Please be assured that the board and the staff are committed to gathering resident input in many different ways and using that to impact decisions we make. I want to make sure that everyone knows that the Dollar House Gateway Rockview options will be presented at the RWC Planning Committee meeting this Thursday, May 14th at 10 a.m. in the Fairway Room in Creekside, which is a new location for the Planning Committee. And you'll have an opportunity to see a variety of options, new options, at that meeting. So I would encourage you all to attend. Also, plans for community engagement will be shared, kicking off with the open house on Wednesday, May 20th that we've heard about. That's going to be led by ELS staff. This will be an interactive session designed to seek resident input on all the options presented at the planning meeting. There will be multiple sessions scheduled on May 20th, depending on or to accommodate the interest in this topic. So watch the Rossmoor News for details regarding location and registration for the open house. Also, please remember that updates and reviews of project plans will occur at RWC Planning Committee meetings regularly. They are held on the second Thursday of the month at 10 a.m. Watch the Rossmoor News for information about locations. If we anticipate large attendance, usually that's in the boardroom, but we may need different facilities for those meetings. I would like to thank all of you, all the members and residents, for your continued interest and engagement in life in Rossmoor. We are so fortunate to live in this lovely community, and I, as well as speaking for all the other board members, we want to ensure that Rossmoor continues to be a welcoming, safe, and fiscally sound community. So thank you for joining us today. Please keep involved. We want to hear your voices, and we're so happy that you're interested and want to have a great life here in Rossmoor. With that, are there any other comments from other board members? I'm sure there will be many in the future. So this meeting, the organizational meeting for this year, is adjourned. Thank you.